What's going on, y'all? Congrats, you're now watching the greatest channel that's ever existed. I am Bitcoin Benito, and I appreciate you for coming here and watching my channel. So, how you doing? No, honestly, let's have a heart-to-heart. How's that pandemic treating your life? How's it treating your career? Have you wanted to get rid of your annoying-ass roommate or go to the gas station and abandon your family? How's that unemployment looking like? How about that $1,200 that you got a couple months ago? And I know you're still getting those $600 a week that was because of the pandemic. That was 100% not your fault. You're still definitely getting those, right? Oh, wait, you're not getting those. You're not getting $1,200. You're not even getting $600 a week because our leaders can't be adults for 2 seconds and come up with a solution. Sucks for you. Listen, I know it's a tough time for everybody, especially people in America. But don't worry, I have a solution for you, and you know it's crypto. Here's why. But first, before you do anything else, make sure you smash that like button and you hit subscribe. Also, stay tuned because I'm going to be coming out with a course that tells you how to make more money than what I'm telling you how to make right here. Okay, so the unemployment claims are the worst in recorded history. Compare this to the Great Recession and look at this graph right here. It doesn't even look like a slow incline. It looks like a freaking brick wall. This sucks. Pretty much we're in a depression. So depression is officially defined as a sustained, long-term downturn in economic activity. It usually lasts for 2 years or longer. But Benito, how do you know that we're in a depression? So the GDP says that this is the worst drop in a quarter in the entire US history. It has dropped 39%. Nothing even comes close to this insanity, okay? The Federal Reserve is just printing money non-stop. Guess what happens when you print all this money? It goes from a fast, slim, fit, sexy Instagram model economy to a slow, bloated, unhealthy one, unfortunately. So Benito, why is this happening in the first place? So your first thought might be that the leaders didn't plan for a long-term economic slowdown that was caused by this pandemic that killed hundreds of thousands of people and just caused everyone to lose their jobs and cancel their business. Sorry. That's actually not the reason. It was because during these good economic times that happened for like maybe the past 10 years, we artificially kept the interest rates low. We kept it low during an economic boom. And this is not a good thing because it overheats the economy. And there was also this thing called the inverted yield curve, okay? And it was the longest economic growth in our recorded history. It was for over 10 years. The epidemic was pretty much just the straw that broke the camel's back. The reason why you want to keep the interest rates a little bit high during the good times is because you want to make it a little bit harder to borrow money so that when a recession or depression like we're going through right now eventually happens, it gives people incentive to want to borrow money and therefore stimulate the economy when you lower that interest rate. Only the Federal Reserve and the government can lower the interest rates to allow people to borrow money at a cheaper price. The leaders ain't do that. They decided to be greedy. And this is where we are. But hasn't this happened in the past? How come we didn't do anything to prevent it from happening again? Unfortunately, it has happened in the past, it's happening right now, and it's going to happen again in the future. Humans are very predictable. Ray Dalio, which was a billionaire hedge fund manager of Bridgewater Associates, he has a LinkedIn blog post that showed that we're at the end of a long-term and a short-term debt cycle. The end of a short-term debt cycle is bad, and the end of a long-term debt cycle is also bad. But when both of them happen at the same time, it's just a catastrophe. You can see both of them happening right here in this picture, right here at the bottom. Listen. The government printed trillions and trillions of dollars, and the first people that they gave it to were huge conglomerates, huge enterprises, like American Airlines that got $200 million. They, during the good times, instead of saving their money, they just spent all their money on stock buybacks to make their prices higher and their CEOs get more compensated. The government only generally cares about big businesses, not the mom and pop shops, not your barbershop, not your hairdresser, not your bakery. They care about the bigger businesses or any other type of investment that increases the military, that makes the military stronger. That's it. The only solution that the government has for regular people is to print more money. This, of course, causes inflation. Inflation is not good. When you have too much of a good thing, no, your process is worth nothing. Imagine if you were in a strip club, of course. It could be a guy's strip club or a girl's strip club, equal opportunity. I'm woke. Okay, everything's great over here, okay? Don't cancel me. Imagine you're at a strip club, okay? And you have all these big booty models, right? I mean, it's great. You throw some money here, you throw some money there, everything's goes good. But then for some reason, like, you don't even know what to do. It's like 100 different booty models. You don't even know who to throw your money on. You run out of money before you even have a chance to enjoy yourself. And you're like, why did I just blow all this money? All these girls grabbing at me, taking my money. At first it feels good, but eventually it's too much of a good thing. You hate it. Sometimes too much booty is worse than no booty at all, okay? Save your money, save your time. The same way, if you have too much cash, it may seem great at first, but then the worthness of the cash, aka the worthness of the strip club, just decreases because it's just too much. If you have too much of a good thing, it's worth so little. You don't care about it anymore. Listen, this is sad and all, right? You can wallow and complain, or you can do something about it. And the best way to do something about it is to put your money in hard assets. This includes real estate, gold, diamonds, and the best hard asset of all, cryptocurrency. Listen, if you've been living under a rock, you wouldn't know what cryptocurrency is. But pretty much it's a digital money that is impossible to hack, okay? This digital money includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're the best ones so far. And you can send it to other people across the world within minutes without using a middleman. No one can take it from you. So everyone's poor as hell now. What can you do? Number one, avoid doing nothing at all. And number two, when you actually make a plan, make sure that that plan is not trash. Once upon a time, like 18 months ago, there was a soldier named Jordan Goodrow. He was a top of the line former Special Forces soldier who earned 3 Bronze Stars with the Green Berets. But he got bored in his retirement and was tired of dealing with his slightly criminal financial problems. He was desperate and he wanted to take on any new opportunity. That's why he and his personal service defense contracting company, Silvercorp USA, jumped when they heard that the United States was investigating Venezuela's corrupt president, Maduro, for narco-terrorism. The United States could do nothing and stand idly by, or they could offer this reward to stop his illegal activity.
One of the craziest aspects of it is many want to be back there. Many experience that life tuned up to 11, and they recall it like it's the best time of their life.
There's no doubt about it. Best time of my life.
That's crazy.
This continued illegal behavior would destabilize the area and mess up America's interests. The problem with Goodrow and his contracting company was that they messed up the entire capture mission from beginning to end. Goodrow was able to capture 300 local, inexperienced soldiers with the help of his general friend, Venezuela General Alcala. Man, these names are kicking my ass. The problem was they were untrained. They didn't know anything. They couldn't do anything. Nevertheless, they made a plan to invade Venezuela and capture the president. But it didn't happen that way at all. One of the local soldiers was caught with $150,000 worth of weapons, ammunition, and bodily armor gear. 240 out of the 300 local soldiers immediately defected and left his army. He was only left with 60 local soldiers and 2 of his army beret friends. Yikes. When his team actually went to carry out the invasion, they didn't drift in super sexy amphibian boats. They drifted onto shore with pathetic paddle boats. The soldiers were immediately surrounded when they landed. Many of them died and 2 of his local beret friends were captured. Worst of all, this happened because his friend, the Venezuela General Alcala, snitched on him to the Venezuelan government. This caused him to get stabbed in the back. In fact, the $15 million prize to capture Maduro is still in effect till today. It's ridiculous. You can go get it right now if you want to. Oh man, all is fair in love and war. The same way Goodrow listened to my first advice and actually avoided doing nothing, he made an attempt to actually capture Maduro. It's the same way that you need to make an attempt to invest into cryptocurrency. You don't really have a choice. Goodrow didn't listen to my second advice though. When you actually want to do something, you need to make sure that you make a good plan that doesn't suck. The plan can't be trash. Don't just follow the crowd and rush in blindly and jump off the bridge because everyone else is jumping off the bridge. You need to look at the description that I provide below. Look at the detailed ways that I tell you to invest into cryptocurrency. I'm giving this to you for free out of the kindness of my heart. Just like Warren Buffett says, be greedy when everyone is fearful and be fearful when everyone is greedy. Listen, I know it's cool to hate on rich people and to hate on the millionaires, especially if you're young, and I totally agree. Millionaires and billionaires need to pay like way more in taxes, double the taxes. It's ridiculous that they don't pay this much. But in reality, if all these poor people, all the young people that you talk to all the time, if they were to get $1 million today, they wouldn't give a dime in taxes unless they had to, right? Unless they got an IRS letter. We need to find a solution that helps everyone. This is what cryptocurrency is. Money is not evil. Money is just a multiplier. It multiplies whether you do something good or multiplies whether you do something bad. Everybody hates money until they have money. The internet website that you're looking at right now, it's worth billions and billions of dollars. The high-speed internet, the cable bill that you're paying every single month, that costs money to make and it costs money for you to pay every single month so that you can have your subscription. This thing in the air that we call Wi-Fi that allows you to watch it on your phone without wires, it costs money. If you hate the rules, you need to get these things called lobbyists. Lobbyists are great lawyers. Guess what lobbyists need in order to pass their laws? They need money. Even if all you want to do is just be charitable, you want to feed people, you want to clothe people, you don't want to make any money for yourself. Feeding people and clothing people cost money. You live in America or you live in like one of the Western societies or whatever. Everything that you do costs money. Make the system work for you, and that way when you accumulate enough funds, you can use those funds to convince the politicians to do what you want to do. Look at what happened the last time with the Great Depression. It took them forever to, first of all, pass Social Security. Everyone was saying the same thing as the talking points right now. That is a socialist construct. Taking care of the older people is going to bankrupt America. Nowadays, no one will ever get rid of Social Security, right? They also took forever to make the highway system, okay? Without this highway system right now, you wouldn't be able to go from California to Boston. I mean, this was also a job creator. Now, the politicians didn't do this out of the kindness of their heart. They did it for military reasons, actually. The highway system was done for military reasons. The Social Security was also done so that way citizens wouldn't riot and go crazy. And a poet that was born about 1800 years ago, his name was Juvenal. He said that if you don't give the regular people bread and circuses, they will riot. So if you don't give people the bare minimum that they need to survive, like the little straps, $1,200 for a couple of months, or if you don't give them circuses or entertainment or craziness to distract you, they will riot. So look at the average net worth of the politicians, the congressmen, the senators. It is insane. Okay? Now, I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying these are the rules of the game, and I'm giving you the tools of how to be financially successful, how to financially take care of yourself. Because whether you like money or not, you're going to need it. You're going to need it to make the system better. Just listen to what I'm saying. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's get this money.